SpaceX Starlink's first recall ever. Here's what you need to know. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much once again joining me for tea time today. We have a little bit of fireside. That smokiness, guys. I hope you're joining me with your cup of tea, maybe a cup of coffee, hanging out, talking tech, talking photo, talking video. Today is a technology day. We're going to be talking about SpaceX Starlink in their first ever recall. What the hell is going on over there? Anyways, guys, I'm going to tell you what the recall is. If you are affected, I'm going to tell you what you need to do. Also, I'm going to give you some of my thoughts on what is going on and if this can be corrected or not. So I was reading an article and they were talking about this. I want to read some of it to you. And then I want to give you, once again, my thoughts. More importantly, I want to hear from you. Are you using a Generation 3? Are you currently using a Generation 2 and want to upgrade to a Generation 3? Are you purchasing a brand new Starlink and deciding between a Generation 2 and a Generation 3? Well, now you have more to decide on. So we're going to get into this in just a second. I just want to say that if you haven't downloaded any of my ebooks, go check them out. They are free. Also, if you enjoyed this content, even in the least, throw it a thumbs up, tell your friends, family, colleagues, let them know about the channel. Let's grow this thing. Also, if you are subscribed, thank you so much. Click this little button over here so when I go live, when a new video comes out, you'll be notified of it immediately. So let's jump right into this article. I was reading actually a couple of articles, one over on Drive Tesla Canada, as well as Starlink hardware, a few different places, also some subreddits that had to do with Starlink. Anyways, let's get into this. It says Starlink launched its latest generation dish and a handful of accessories late 2023. Product launches aren't new for the satellite internet company, now on its third hardware iteration. But in a first for Starlink, they are recalling a popular mounting accessory, asking customers to throw them away as a precautionary measure. When customers order a Starlink kit, they receive a mounting base for the dish mainly intended for temporary or portable situations. That's that little kickstand that you see on the third generation dish. For permanent installation on a roof, Starlink offers several types of mounts in their online shop. Starlink also supports third-party mounts with an adapter accessory called a standard pipe adapter, which is for about $35. The adapter allows you to use a Generation 3 standard dish with almost any type of mast or pole. Now, only a few weeks after the accessory launched, Starlink will be replacing each and every standard pipe adapter sold due to a potential design issue. When asked about the problem, Starlink customer support said this, quote, "Upon review, we've currently encountered a possible issue with some of our Starlink standard pipe adapter mounts and will be replacing all current ones at no cost to you as a precautionary preventative measure to ensure all received mounts meet intended specifications. We are advising the current Starlink standard pipe adapter be discarded." This is according to the Starlink customer support team. So as you can see, this adapter is just simply a piece of plastic or some type of polymer, some kind of composite with a single bolt in it. And I'll get into that in just a second. Starlink didn't offer specifics on the design issue, but I'm not surprised that they're deciding to pull the current design from the market. There has been several complaints on social media regarding the third generation standard pipe adapter accessory. I've seen a lot of these complaints. The complaints started surfacing almost immediately after the product was released. One comment in the Starlink subreddit says this, quote, "It does not hold. Very little force is required to pop it off. Adding the weight of the dish and the likely wind that will be hitting it, the dish is going to quickly become a very expensive kite." Another comment points out that additional depth is needed to properly secure a pipe to the adapter. Quote, "I too think the design is flawed and the bolt should contact the pipe at least an additional ½ inch further down the pipe." Actually more than ½ inch, but we'll get into that in just a second. In previous generations of the accessory, several inches of pipe can be inserted into the adapter, with multiple fasteners securing it in place. With the third generation standard pipe adapter, less than an inch of the pipe is inserted, and a single bolt secures the adapter in place. No thread locker is included with the adapter, and there is no lock washer or other mechanism to ensure that the bolt doesn't loosen up over time. That's all great and all, but there's more problems, as we can see here. Starlink says they will be replacing all standard pipe adapters completely free of charge. If you ordered one, expect the replacement to ship sometime around the middle of January. In the meantime, Starlink is advising that customers discard their current standard pipe adapter. Starlink will send the affected customers an email with additional details and instructions. Now, okay, this all sounds great and all. You guys, if you have a Generation 3 and you do have one of these adapters, rest assured by the middle of January, you're going to get an update, an upgrade, a fix, a resolution to it. In the meantime, you're going to chuck this one out. Now, so the way I look at this, it feels like the engineers kind of rushed through this a little bit, or maybe they were going for aesthetics more than function, because it looks like it was thrown together in AutoCAD, then 3D printed, and then immediately went to the die making process, and that's it. I feel like they didn't test it properly, either in final form or even better, just simulation form, because at this point, it's SpaceX. They test all of their engines, they test all of their hardware, they test everything in software, all right? They don't really need to make something and then put it through all sorts of rigorous testing. They can literally test it in the computer. And it feels like they didn't do that, because if they did, they would have knew that there is some weak points going on here, that 3/4 of an inch is just simply too little. Also, having one bolt securing it is just simply not enough. And just like this guy said, it's easily to snap off and turn into a kite. The way I look at this is there's two other major issues. Number one, of course, is that bolt. Having one bolt is an issue. Whereas the old adapter, the original adapter, not only did the pipe go in about 3 inches or more, but there was 6 bolts securing it. But what's more important about these 6 bolts is the pattern in which they are in the pipe. The bolts are in a pattern of a triangle, and everyone knows that a triangle is the strongest geometric shape on Earth, right? So if you have bolts in a triangle at the top and then on the 2 sides, right, it is going to distribute the load no matter where the load hits, right? Now we're talking about load. It could also be weight. A weight-bearing object in the shape of a pyramid is going to hold the maximum amount of weight out of any shape. That's just simply how it works. So by having those bolts in the shape or in a pattern of a triangle, secures it from every direction. Now the second thing here is I personally think that this entire setup is flawed. And even if they extend that adapter so that more of the pipe sits into it. So let's say they extend it from that 3/4 of an inch all the way down to, let's say, 3 inches. And then they put, once again, a triangle pattern of 6 bolts securing it. All right? That would be great. The problem then is, where is your weak point? Well, the weak point is not going to be on the pole where it's connected. Your weak point is now going to be that quick connect. Those 2 little grooves where the plastic snaps in. That's where it's going to break. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that. And once again, if they were to put this into some type of load analysis from the beginning and threw wind onto this shape of the kite, or Mr. Bevel, as we call him, or Dishy, they would have known that this is going to be an issue. So in my personal opinion, is even if they did fix the mounting area and extend it so that the pipe can be clamped in there with 6 bolts, Those two little tabs and where this thing connects to the dish is going to be the weak point, and it's going to break there under load, under heavy winds. The only way to fix it is, once again, like I said, in a triangle pattern, put 3 bolts or even 6. That would be nice. Extend it to about 3 inches like the Generation 2. But then also that adapter will need to be bolted to, secured to the dish, not with a quick release. That's not going to be enough, in my personal opinion. Once again, I'm not a rocket scientist. Maybe I'm wrong here, but I think that the weak point is going to end up being that quick connect. Those 2 little slots where that plastic snaps in, polymer or whatever they make this material out of, this heavy duty plastic. I think that is where that weak point is going to be. And I do fear that they're going to have to redesign the dish entirely. I think that they're going to need 4 bolts to secure the adapter to the dish. That's my personal opinion. What do you think? Now, if you are a Generation 3 owner, what do you do now? Well, you're going to sit and wait, because you're going to get an email from them and they're going to give you instructions on what to do, what not to do. They're probably going to say the exact same thing. Go and take it off, take it down so it doesn't go and rip off like a kite, all right? Because it is a problem. And then use it with the kickstand for right now until we send you the new adapter. But they're saying that mid-January is when you're going to get that new adapter. That's all great if that new adapter is going to be able to fix the situation and they're going to be able to do something to, let's say, help the possibility of that weak point being the quick connect area, those 2 little slots. If they can fix that without having to do anything with the dish, that would be great. If not, they're going to end up having to replace the dish. I hope not. Now, if you are a Generation 2 customer, or if you're a new customer altogether, should you upgrade from Generation 2 to Generation 3? Or if you're getting a new setup as of now, should you get a Generation 3 setup or a Generation 2? My personal opinion is stick with the Generation 2 if you have it. If you don't have Starlink as of right now, go with the Generation 2. It is perfectly fine. You're not getting that much of an added benefit going to a Gen 3. Trust me, I did a video. Maybe I'll put a link over here. If not, go check out all of my Starlink videos. I have about 230 of them. No joke. 230 helpful how-tos, tips, tricks, what to do, what not to do, what to buy, why. I made a ton of videos just for you about this. So maybe I'll put a link here to all of those, the playlist. Also, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this? But before you go down here in the comments and have this discussion with me, consider giving this video a thumbs up. Tell your friends and family about the channel. That would be awesome. Subscribe if you're not already. And if you are, thank you. Click this little button over here so when I go live or when a new video comes out, you'll be notified of it immediately. Also, if you want to just say thank you for all of my hard work, there's a link down here. You can click on that, give $1 or $2 if you like. If not, that's perfectly fine. Consider becoming a member of the channel. That would be even better. And if you're looking for a VPN, check out PureVPN. The nice folks over there gave us a promo code, which is JCristina, or you can use the URL jcristina.com/VPN and get 15 additional % off. So check that out. And finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools I've invented for you and me over the many years. Hopefully there's something there that you like, maybe some of my merch or maybe some teas. Pick something up, support my family. That would be awesome. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next one. Love you all.